Good afternoon, everyone. I hate to break up the conversation. I was running a couple minutes late because we had the wrong slides, but finally have them now, so I thought I'd get started since we're a couple minutes behind. Sorry about that. Thank you, everybody, for joining today. Wanted to go over a couple of things for Verizon, a couple of things with Telarus, mainly some things that are new, some things that have changed. Very new stuff, though, so very excited to show you guys. I thought I'd start, though, with myself. Some people already know me from previous master agents, so I thought I'd start with myself. I'm the Director of Sales and Operations for Telarus, for their Verizon practice specifically. Although I'm not new to Telarus, sorry, this is not showing properly. I apologize. Is it casting? It is. Stop casting. And that didn't work. I've not used the remote before. I'm so sorry. Huh. We shall see. Shouldn't have let that guy go. Yeah, and I don't know how. Oh, this is a Mac. I've never been on a Mac before. Okay, perfect. Moving along. All right. So some of you might know me before, some of you might not. So I was actually hired by Telarus in February, so still really new to the company, but definitely not new to Verizon. I have about 7 years, a little over 7 years Verizon experience, over 3 different master agents though. So Telarus is actually my 3rd master agent I've been with. Love it here, it's been great. So with that 3 different master agents, in those 7 years. I started off sales, pretty much everybody starts with sales. Did that for about 5 or 6 months, and pretty much been in the back office ever since for Verizon. So I've gotten very used to the people within Verizon in the back office and the sales support teams, and built relationships throughout those years. So being in the back office for so long and making those relationships is definitely very important, especially with such a large supplier as Verizon. Also did commissions for a while, so I'm very familiar with their commissions. Things did change about commissions recently, so I will be touching on that a little bit later. I've also, within my 7 years, beta tested 3 different Verizon systems, which is actually great for myself and my team to be a part of providing feedback, what's working, what's not working, what we can improve on with these systems before rolling them out to the other partners. So it was a really great experience to take part in beta testing those systems and being able to provide that type of feedback that would make it easier for other partners once they finally roll it out. So I did that for 3 different systems of Verizon, which was very exciting to do. So a lot of Verizon experience, mainly in the back office, which is a very important part of Verizon. So had a lot of experience there. Let's see, so this is a fun slide because when Telarus onboarded with Verizon, they were kind of treated as a brand new partner or another master. Even though carrier sales had the Verizon contract originally, being transitioned to Telarus, we were kind of treated as a brand new master agent all over again. So we had some people go through the onboarding. Obviously some people from carrier sales had previous Verizon experience, so that was good. We now have a total of 12 Verizon certified employees within Telarus. So great base of Verizon knowledge within Telarus right now. We are going to be adding to that, and I currently have a Verizon specialty team. So we have some people within each region that knows Verizon, but we also have a specialty team that will be growing, obviously, as the volume and demand comes. Within those 12 people, we have about 15 plus years of Verizon experience, which is great, knowing the ins and outs of their back office. We're also considered a Verizon Platinum Partner, which is great for a lot of reasons. The most exciting reason is we do get higher compensation than those who have lower statuses. So the Platinum Partners do get a little bit higher compensation, which is great for everybody, right? So we're also with that experience, very versed in complex solutions, used to quoting those out for you and processing those orders. So having that experience is great to have on hand and just have that knowledge, because it can be a little bit complicated with Verizon products and kind of putting those together. But we're very used to it and are familiar with making those complex solutions put together. But again, the relationship that we've built in the back office is really the key for our team specifically, and all those years combined. But we had some fun here. When we graduated from onboarding, we kind of put together a cake with the Verizon and Telarus logo on it. It was a lot of fun to kind of celebrate that big achievement of, even though we weren't new to the program, just getting that certification under Telarus's belt was exciting and a big accomplishment for us. So we had fun with it. JJ and I visited the office, and we had a cake brought in and everything. Made a small party out of it. Poor Patrick was squatting there for so long with holding the cake. As with all group shots, you have to take many attempts, and he sat there patiently holding a heavy cake and kept it from sliding off, so kudos to Patrick for that. A couple of changes here. So now we have the Verizon Partner Program all into one. The one program summary is what they call it. It brings all the Verizon Partner Programs together into one, so there's not multiple programs out there. A lot simplified version now. Verizon reviewed and selected the key strategic partners as masters to execute this new program with. They've also added acquisition account protection for partners, which is very new and something we didn't have before, which means anybody can sell into that account, even if it's your customer and you are more familiar and have worked with that customer longer than maybe somebody else. So now they have account protection, which is you essentially own that or are given that ban anytime you sell something for a customer, that ban is yours. So that it kind of it protects that account from being sold into without you being aware. So that's a new thing that's definitely something that they adopted from EXO that is a great improvement for Verizon. And then we also have the fees and incentives have changed. It used to be partially upfront, partially residual based, but now it is all residual based and all based off of the MRC. So it's a lot more simplified and a lot easier to explain to people, which is another great thing. A lot of frustration stemmed from the Verizon compensation process, and things depending on segment and things like that. There was a lot of what ifs and a lot of things that could change how things are paid out, but a lot simplified now. It's just an MRC based. What's billing is what's paid essentially. So great improvement there. And also the support's kind of changed. They aligned channel sales support to regionally based to work at the agent level in their markets. So they now have regional channel support managers to help support you locally. So you're not just given one channel manager per master agent. It's one thing that we used to have is just up until this year, we had one channel manager for every master, which is honestly not enough, especially when you're trying to get them more involved in your opportunities to help pitch and close and explain to your customers the Verizon opportunities you have in front of them. They're able to meet with you locally, meet with your customer locally, get on calls with you, and it's a great resource to have just local support. They've also automated some quoting and ordering systems, which is great for the back office people and processes, makes things a little bit more efficient, quicker, which means you get your pricing and your orders and quotes done quicker, which is obviously great for you. People don't necessarily want to wait for that, especially when you're trying to provide multiple supplier options. So a little bit quicker to the game when it comes to pricing now. We also have enhanced reporting and the new partner portal. So that's another great improvement that we have. And let's see. This is one slide that I actually asked Verizon to create for me. There was a lot of frustration stemming from the segments within Verizon. Why are they segmented that way, and how can I understand why they're segmented that way? So this I wanted to be created so it can help show you why they're segmented certain ways. Mostly they go by the employee count, but obviously there are other factors that might be taken into consideration. So it's not strictly based on that, but it is mainly based on that. So it kind of helps break it down a little bit for you to kind of understand why maybe they're segmented the way they are. And there's really only 3 segments that we work within. And there's two that we don't. We currently don't have a GovEd contract or a mass market contract. But what we do have is we have the three different segments of the VBM in franchise, VBM out of franchise, and then we also have VES, which is the Verizon Enterprise Solutions. So the in franchise essentially is the Northeast geography region, everything VZT based footprint and VZT solutions, so the Verizon Telecom solutions. Those are going to be your POTS, FiOS products, DSL, things like that. And then you have the VBM out of franchise, which is pretty much everything else but the Northeast geography. And it's going to be all VZB solutions and products like your Ethernets, your VoIP, and all that. And then you have your enterprise solutions. It's a little bit of a unique animal. It is nationally dealt with. It's not regional based. So essentially, if you have enterprise or mid-markets, it's dealt with a little bit different, all one support team instead of kind of broken up. But as many people know, I've been working with Verizon, and some other large masters or carriers do it too, like AT&T, where you do have to submit deal registrations for enterprise and mid-markets. So that's one thing that you have to do for those accounts, but it's a great step and process for you guys, even though it may be a little bit of a hassle. It's definitely to help you and get you aligned with that Verizon direct rep who is assigned to that account to help you work through those solutions and help support you and ultimately help sell you that deal to your customer. So they're a great support resource when it comes to being in front of the customer with you and helping pitch Verizon. So they're there for your support, really, is what they are. And back to the regional alignment previously mentioned. So Verizon actually invested in a little over 10 additional resources regionally to help support you guys where you need instead of just one channel manager. So the regions are broken down into the Northeast, Central, Rocky Mountain, and West in support. And then VES is supported nationally, like I mentioned, so it's a little bit different of an animal, but still just as great. The channel markets are located regionally to support agent in market to train, educate, support, and help drive opportunities locally. So again, they're there for that local support that you won't have with just one channel manager per master agent. So it's great local support. They're also there to help, even if you wanted training on something, you could definitely align with somebody locally just to have like a one-on-one training. Hop on calls with your customers or even in face-to-face meetings with your customers. So definitely there's something that you want to take advantage of as a sales resource. Definitely something we can get you connected with. If you're interested in connecting with maybe a local channel manager, definitely reach out to me. I can get you connected to the closest one to you, and they can help you with any Verizon opportunities you have out there in that area. Okay, and then right now we currently have some great promotions going on for the newly added XO areas as well as the VZB areas. So we now have the XO lit buildings into the Verizon system now, so it's recognized as not a Verizon loop, but it's recognized in their system as well as the VZB lit buildings for specific promos and really trying to push those in those areas. And so we currently have some really competitive pricing for them. As you can see, for a 50 meg, you can get $250. So very cheap circuits right now. Obviously, that's with a 36-month term, and you have to have a minimum of a 2-year term for these prices. But even still, those are some great prices for the speeds that you're getting. It would be a Verizon contract. So all new acquisitions are still going to go through Verizon, even though it's going to be like an XO loop. So it would definitely still be contracted through Verizon. And then one thing, we'll take Q&A at the end too, so if you have any questions, feel free and ask throughout. No, you're totally fine. So feel free and ask questions during or even after. I want you guys to have that opportunity to be able to ask questions. Large suppliers like Verizon can be a little bit hard to deal with, maybe a little bit hard to understand sometimes, and so questions are definitely encouraged, so feel free and throughout, stop me, or even at the end if you want. These promotions are only going on until July 31st. So definitely want to take up the opportunity now to, if you have anything within an XO or VZB area, definitely check out Verizon first for pricing. You're probably going to come in quite a bit cheaper than anybody else in those areas. So if you have somebody in the XO or VZB area, definitely come to us first before any other supplier with these promotions. Yeah. No, actually we do, and I will touch on that in a minute. It is added to GeoQuote. I think the solutions that he might have been picking may not have pulled up Verizon as a result, but we do have Verizon in GeoQuote, and they may not be in some of the other tools, but they're going to be added as well. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be added, I'm sure. We were pretty new before planning for this event, so we might have just not made the cut on getting the information into the systems, because it does take quite a bit of back-end work to get us added in there, but definitely going to be added. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. So another thing that's currently being rolled out is Verizon's new Versa product, and it's actually kind of being combined with the new lit building promotions that we have. So with the one, whoa. Oh, thank God. Didn't know if that was going to be the right button. With the one program launch, Verizon has combined the XO lit building with the Verizon lit building, provided those great promotions, and kind of bundled it or combined it with their new Versa product. They have launched the Versa Network software-defined secure branch that combines networking, SD-WAN, and security all in one single box. It has combined routing and SD-WAN functionality, as well as various optional security functions. It has Flex VNF licenses provided different levels of functionality. Can also help customers choose which functionalities and operational support services meet their requirements. So it's very customizable. They can kind of pick and choose what would work for them. So it's a great product that they're currently rolling out. We definitely have some training on it and videos on it if you want to learn more about it. So it's a great opportunity right now if you want to get something a little bit more customizable that's along the SD-WAN product. Also, something that's a little bit more spiff related, not promotional related, promotional for you guys. Currently these two products, Business Digital Voice and Express Connect, are we're currently offering additional spiffs for if you sell them within through the end of June. They are very highly considering extending these offers, so they currently expire at the end of June, but they're most likely going to be extended further. And currently you're just getting an additional spiff on top of what you normally would with that MRC. With Business Digital Voice, I don't know if you know much about it. As a hosted VoIP over FiOS solution, it is bundleable with FiOS, which you can't do with like VCE or their other VoIP. So it's a great thing to be bundled if you are in the VZT footprint. And being bundled, it will be a little bit cheaper for them. It is only up to 99 seats though, so anything larger than that is probably not the right solution for them. But if you're bundling it with FiOS, it's probably not going to need that many seats. And they've also integrated this new onboarding call for the customer, so it really helps them get set up with their features, their hunting and everything like that prior to install. So they'll have an onboarding call, set up their features and everything, and then their install will be professionally installed from there. And then you have Express Connect, which is a great temporary solution for if you just can't wait for that circuit to be installed. It can take a while for some of these larger circuits to be installed, 30, 45 business days, sometimes even longer. Some people need things right away. This can be installed within 8 business days. So it's a great temporary solution for them. Again, I say temporary because it's something that they can't extend or keep after their circuit is installed, but it's a great temporary solution. 4G wireless, LTE, that you can get up quickly while you wait for that permanent circuit to be installed. But again, these are some products that are currently being pushed, and so they are providing some additional spiffs for you guys if you were to make some of these sales through June and hopefully even thereafter. Again, these are highly considered to be extended, so wanted to bring it up just in case so that you know it's out there, some additional money on top of what you normally would have received from the monthly MRC. And then we have a couple of things of Telarus that I wanted to point out that a lot of partners just don't have. So why you should use Telarus for your Verizon needs. We have Verizon now in GeoQuote, which is great. We API'd into their systems, and so we now have that information readily available for you to look up in GeoQuote and have. We also have an engineering team in-house. Some partners or some master agents have that. We have a very strong, experienced, and quite large in-house group. So feel free to take advantage of the engineer team if you're not maybe familiar with the Verizon products or maybe need help putting together a solution for your partners or your customers. So definitely take advantage of the engineering team. If you're not familiar with the Verizon products, they can definitely help you with that. And again, the regional channel managers can help you with that as well. The account management team, I highly recommend you taking advantage of. One thing with the new compensation structure is after their contract expires, you have 60 days to renew that circuit or that service to continue to get those residuals, right? So you have that 60-day window, and I highly recommend you utilize our account management team to help that, help kind of keep up on your renewals so that you can keep those residuals going. You only have to do it the first time after they come out of contract for those residuals to keep going. So maybe align with the account management team on all your new accounts so that they can get them at the end of that term and you can get them renewed within that 60-day window that you need. So I highly recommend them. They're a great account management team that a lot of master agents just don't have. And something like Verizon, you can definitely use that as a resource so you're not spending all your time and your energy on something that you've sold before. Just have them renew it and keep it going for you. So that's really all I had for you guys is some of the new things that have come out to Verizon, that have changed with Verizon, and some of the reasons why you should be using Telarus for your Verizon needs or really any of your supplier needs. We have a lot of great resources that you can utilize that might help you keep that business going with your customers. There's my contact information. Feel free and shoot me an email, give me a call. If you have any questions about Verizon, if you want to get aligned with maybe a regional channel manager, I can definitely help you with that. I also have Vanessa Hayes Hire here with me, who is actually the southeast, knew it was an southeast channel manager. So she's visiting here with us today. Her and I can answer any questions you might have, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to ask anything that you might have if you're new to Verizon or if you want clarification on some of the new things that we rolled out. So
I did just look on the major, and they are
yeah. Thank you, everyone. Sorry for running late. Thank you. Any other questions or anything? Yeah, go for it.